Hello, everybody. It is a Sunday, and as soon as Ashley here goes back a screen just for a second, thank you.
But
So
this we gotta
we're,
finish.
I know, we're trying to get it to
Here, I'll
finish
give
up
that to you.
on Facebook. But anyways, for our introduction, it's another Sunday. We're glad you guys are here, and we appreciate you being here. So, why did this not go? I did connect it.
Title. No, it says optional.
No, that's optional. Um, huh. Well, anyways, we'll come back to it in a minute. So, it's another Sunday. Thank you for being here, you guys. My face is doing a lot better. Was pretty swollen. It's not so much swollen now. So, I decided to go ahead and do the show because otherwise I wouldn't be able. I would just be looking terrible. Yeah, it's not connecting, so we are not even going to worry about it. We will click that off, and Ashley, you'll have to share it manually.
Nope, that's what
That is Facebook. That is not Restream. So here we go. Get our chat up.
It's showing. It's live now.
Well, I just canceled it off, so it's not showing on my end. And for all you guys listening on our podcast, when we broadcast this, much appreciation, you guys. It shows, we can tell. So you can leave a comment too, like at Podbean. There's a place to just say, if you like the show or if you want us to have a certain topic, go ahead and do that. That would refresh the comments on it there for a bit too. So thank you. And hello, Charles. Charles is first in the chat again. Hello, sir. How are you? My face is doing a little better, Charles, so I decided I could go ahead and get on. And hopefully, this coming week, they can do the rest of what they got to do. Otherwise, it makes it very much an annoyance, for sure. What is this here? Why is that blurred out? Oh, there we go. But anyways, we are, just like you, Charles, trying to get our miniatures and gear. No matter how I felt, I've been trying to do some painting. So now I'm up to uh, 6 figures. I know that probably doesn't sound too impressive, but each one of them's got between 8 to 10 between the paints and the washes on them. Lots of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Where
I got 6 done.
your point, yeah, yours diorama is going to be pretty awesome. So Ashley's been going quite well with her diorama.
9 pieces left.
For me, a lot of it is honestly, especially Charles, is I cannot, tip my head forward with my face swollen. So that's been costing me some time, but I've been trying. Some of the stuff is just, I don't know. There's a lot of details, so there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Touching up. Yeah, I am telling you actually. Yeah. So it's how am I feeling? Better, and I have to go to work tomorrow. Which, if I have more time off, I would just take it off.
Oh, that one's
I'd rather just.
Do you have another one?
What are you talking about?
Oh, that primer. Russian primer.
Oh. Yes, I had a whole
Telemachus, right, welcome.
Whole brand new bottle. Just throw that one out then.
I did. Done. I just threw it.
Greeting, Telemachus. Westerners, I like that. That's funny. How are you, sir? Hopefully you're doing good. Charles was asking me about my face, so it's gone down some. It's still swollen up under this eye a bit, but not as much. This whole thing was...
Yeah, it was bad.
It was pretty bad. So I was debating whether or not I would get on here today because YouTube has standards, and I didn't want to, interfere on their standards. So there you go. We're just basically plugging away on Mini War Mutt's paint challenge, and doing the best we can with that. Uh, Thank you for the comment, though, Telemachus, on my dwarf. I appreciate it. I don't know if I have mad skills, but I do try to do the best I can. So the other ones that I got painted are uh, detailed. Some of them actually have like bindings in their beards. So that's going to be interesting to paint those. But I got, like I said, 2, 4, 5, a total of 6 now done. But I couldn't
You're
really.
now a painter.
Yeah, I'm now a painter. I really couldn't keep my face tipped down too much with all that swelling. So several days I couldn't even do anything. So I'm just doing them for a little bit at a time. So far, so good though. It's all good. YouTube has no standards. You're correct, Telemachus. But I will tell you what, as parents and grandparents, I'm going to give you a tip. Be careful the children's content. It has gotten really bad, objectionably bad. And it's funny, they can catch you talking about your rights or any kind of truth and they immediately censor that. But if you have something bad being portrayed to kids, that's just let go. That needs to stop. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I heavily monitor what my granddaughter watches when she does. She doesn't watch it too much anymore, but every once in a while she wants to. You just got to be careful because in those feeds for the kids is some very
Bad
stuff. Should not be in the feed for kids. But such as the world. So, anyways, Telemachus, and Charles, I'm just recovering the best I can. All the antibiotic stuff will be done
Tuesday.
by Tuesday is my last day.
Tuesday night, but
yeah, so Wednesday that'll be done. So maybe Wednesday to Friday, somewhere in there, they can get to my tooth to remove it, so it doesn't all happen all over again because it's not fun. Quadruple standards, yep. There's a lot going on, man. It would be in a completely different show other than gaming, though, but I could go on and on for hours, I guess, but I don't know. But back to painting, it's been a challenge just to do the paint challenge. Ashley's moving along pretty steadily on her stuff, and because this diorama that she's doing is so big, I've just told her, break it into sections, like do a little 1-minute video on each section. Something people can watch real easy, but it also the detail, because there's going to be a ton of detail in that diorama, and it's not going to be easily seen from one angle. I think she should break up as she's painted it, break it up, and then do the whole thing at the end when she's done. But
what do you guys think? Is that something I should do?
yeah, sure.
Or do you want to wait and see for a surprise? I mean, we did our little live stream, last Monday, last Tuesday, or this week?
Tuesday
or Wednesday or whatever. We did it for a couple hours. Tuesday night. You guys watched me paint the big robot. So
yeah, so now you've got that big flying.
I got the big alien done. I got the rockets done. I got the flamethrower, which I did end up fixing.
Yeah, she got that fixed.
So I got that all fixed up. And actually, it's holding a lot better now. So.
Well, something like that's
I tried pinning it. I could get the actual inside of the gun pinned, but that flame I could not get pinned at all. It just kept breaking. So I said, screw it. Kind of filed as much as I could. And then went and just put a hell of a lot of glue in there. So that is back up now.
It looks good. You can show them.
And holding off a lot better now.
then I'll drop it.
Don't drop it, please.
It's this camera with the light. If you turn that light on, it's too much. You could turn this one on if you want. If you want to show it off, I could do that.
That's right.
So hold on, we'll pull up the other camera. Oops, not that one. And let's go. There it is. Here we go. Let me just make this one bigger.
There's the rockets. That's going to be coming out of the guy's
shoulder. Missile launcher.
The rocket launcher part. So it's the first time I've done flames and smoke, so don't take...
That hasn't been in the kitchen, yeah. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's come out pretty good, really. Now it won't fall off of there.
No, it's pretty sturdy.
It's just,
now.
see how it's so big at the end as the flame's expanding? It just made it an oddball, weight on it. Charles says he just picked up his stepson at the airport. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can kind of see. I don't know if you guys can, but it's all glued all the way in there.
Well, as long as it doesn't fall apart, right? That's all that matters.
Yeah. But there's the guy. Let's see if I can kind of just set this in here.
Charles says his Lunex is driving. Which airport did you have to go? You didn't go from San Diego to LAX, did you?
So.
Yeah, he's going to look good that way. Yeah, he's a robot intent on destroying things, that's for sure. Look at that. Yay. So that's working out pretty well, to be honest with you. Oh, you're getting shown that. Dun, 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 dun. Almost looks like.
But yep, there's him.
Yeah. Look, nice big piece on it. It'll be sitting there.
Is this big piece? Pretty much knocking out the big pieces first, because those are going to be more dangerous to break.
So
I know, so bad.
It just doesn't do it justice.
I did draw HDF on it.
Charles, that's funny. So that's just some of the diorama that she's doing. But what's that piece there? Oh,
this is another big one I'm going to start on now. Actually, I'll probably just go finish taking that primer green and priming all the guys is what I was probably going to do first. So this is going to be another one that's going to have that smoke.
Charles says, LA, bah, never ever. LA sucks. Yeah, the LAX is not a fun place to go through. It's just not. There you go. So Ashley's going to go ahead and paint what she can, I guess. Well, we're doing this because getting ready. I mean, we're doing the best we can. I think Ashley's going to kind of stop me, but at least
you have more pieces than I do.
Yeah, you got a nice, massive diorama. It's pretty big. And piece-wise, Charles is going to crush us all. I'm never going to hit 100 pieces. I was hoping to get these pieces done and then maybe the ones I dug up and found, but I don't know. These do take a lot of going back to touch up because no matter what, sometimes you just hit a little bit of the outside, or it's very want to kind of just be very nitpicky, I guess. Charles says we should just get rid of LA. Yeah, it's a mess down there. I lived out that way. I lived, like I said, down in Orange County, and you know, it just it's not a fun place. I don't know. Question that question, Charles. If somebody would take your ex back, I don't know. You probably have to ask him and see. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I just know that I'm feeling better, and I'll do the best I can with this, and that's it. I got outside today, um, got a little fresh air and whatnot, so that helps. I don't like being in the house too much. The only thing I noticed is because it's very difficult to sleep. Then when you finally do go to sleep, it's already time to wake up, and you're like, what? You know. So, but yeehaw, we're here. Ashley, are you cleaning that up a bit?
Yeah, there's some of them.
Hello, Minnie Warmont. How are you, sir?
Brian.
Ashley's plugging along on her diorama for your paint challenges. I don't think anybody else is doing a massive diorama. So, and then I've gotten 6 figures done. But before you say only six, there's 8 to 10 paints and at least 2 washes, depending on which figure. So per figure. So it's taken me a bit, but I detailed them as best I could. You got them on some little bases, so 6 down so far. I've just been doing it as I've been able to. Minnie Warmont says, hello, people. No food, nothing this time, just some iced tea. Yeah, you've been out busy working after that big old storm, huh? But that gives you, that gives you extra money.
Wait, his tail froze over? He has no food?
I don't know, unless hell has frozen food. I don't know. I can never figure out why people would say that. You wouldn't think something so hot would freeze, I guess. I don't know. It's not like we could send an expedition force to find out.
Sure, you can.
See.
Go to California. Sorry, Charles.
Oh, thank you. I'm good where I'm at. So far, so good. That's cool, man. Warm up. I don't have a hot cup of coffee this time. I have a homemade iced coffee. So I've been experimenting with that because it will save me a good amount of money throughout the course of a year. You don't realize how little bits just add up. And that's kind of my thing. I don't do anything other than coffee as my go-to for my any kind of addiction, I would say, would be coffee. Many more months working on finish editing a Zombicide episode, he said. All right. I am trying, Mini Warmont, to make more time. It just seems like life it passes you so quick, and then you're like, what the heck? And just trying to get by like everybody else out there, and then trying to also find the time to do things. But ideally, I'm trying to work towards, I'd like to think maybe going back to being self-employed. I had more time when I was self-employed. Working for others, I don't seem to have the time, and having to take off a week because of medical issues and feeling like crud is not really fun. It's not like it was a nice week vacation or something, so I got a
I don't know
crazy
about having
mess.
you go back to being self-employed. You be home too damn much.
Yeah, I made money though in the jobs, so it was better than what I'm doing now. But
Again, you be home too much.
what's wrong with that?
Now,
Why? Now you look bad. You have to explain. Why wouldn't you want me to be?
because I don't want you being home.
Ooh, feisty. Um, but if you're getting a Zombicide episode done there, Mini Warmut, that's cool. Another game I kind of miss playing. We just haven't done it. Mini Warmut says to him, I think the epic stuff is a challenge. There's a lot of detail, but you'll not see much detail on the back row of soldiers. True. Just like these dwarves, there are even buttons on their stuff, rivets and stuff. There's so much detail that you'd have to really stop to look at each thing on the model. The problem is, it just requires, more paint, more time, and things like that. So, what'd Charles say?
He needs another 17 done.
Yeah.
Oh, Mini. Brian.
Well, but that's good though, Charles. If you got 17 done. What you doing there, Ash?
Oh, when I was cutting it off, I ended up accidentally cutting this like flame piece off when I was trimming it, or
Oh,
I don't know if I want to put that back on it or not.
You wouldn't need to. I wouldn't.
I'm just gonna leave it off.
And Mini Warmup says he's finishing the last mission, number 10 of Toxic City Mall,
I have to.
and excited to move on. Well, yeah, because you're going through each book,
2,000
right?
minis. What the hell?
Is that total collection over all the years there, Mini Warmup? Obviously, I don't think you painted 2,000 minis in 7 days. If you did, then just shut the challenge down now because you've already exceeded the expectations. I don't know. We don't have 2,000 figures painted, but if we pulled out all of our tanks and all that stuff.
But I don't even think we have 2,000, babe. Even if we pull up every model we've ever painted.
That's what I just said. We wouldn't.
Because I have, 50. In the Warhammer alone, I probably have 70 models.
Yeah, we have hundreds of them.
Warhammer.
Painted, but.
And then I have 10, 20, about 35 of my Star Hosts. I have probably 24 of the Rats.
That's quite a bit. So
yeah, I don't have that many.
Charles says his high-end goal is 300. That's a lot. Oh, Mini Warmup says, I'm counting each 12 millimeter mini on an epic base. Well, cheater, Telemachus says. Yeah. Mine are not very small figures, so just your standard 28 to 32 millimeters.
I think probably together we may have 400, 500 models.
Mini Warmup's like there's 20 12 millimeter minis on one base.
No, you
shoulder.
can't do that shit.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get in between them very well.
No.
cheating, he says. What? Smart. Yes. Mini Wormat says. Well, good idea right there. Some of those sets, they look pretty cool, but you're right. You're not going to see the back of it. I just didn't realize the dwarves, and then they change a little bit on the dwarves, and some are armored, some are not as heavy armored, some have their arms super muscular, with like a, I don't know, tank top kind of a thing where there's no sleeves.
Do you have a pen? You know where my white pen went?
Just a regular pen.
Oh, no. Oh, my white pen's over there. Yeah, I need a regular pen. I got to write this color down.
If you push the button on there, the thing.
Shut up.
Okay. She's not in the mood for me to joke. You never said anything about mini sharing bases. Mini Wormat says, yeah. Well, that's because of epic stuff. That's pretty cool. Charles says he picked out the blue Jay White paint for his second group of.
What other color did you say we need to
Frenchies.
get more of?
I don't know. Actually,
Skin tone. Where is that bottle?
No, I need the shade. Skin shade.
Oh.
I'm almost out.
Is that?
Mini Wormat says I tease. I'm not going to count those at all. Tomica says I dare you. Well, I mean, you'd rack up a bunch of them that way, but still, it's not a diorama. Ashley may not have as many pieces, but she's the only one doing a diorama, so I think that's cool. And I'm not knocking everybody else's stuff. I just think she had a cool idea.
The base is right there.
Behind the cup. We got to move the cup. That'd be the base.
I guess I got all those. That's Flames of War, isn't it, right, Ben?
What?
The skin shade, is that Flames of War?
Yes. Ugh.
Our list of paints we need.
Jeez.
It keeps growing.
Looks like a grocery list.
I mean, kind of.
Except I changed the title of grocery list to wish list. I wish I could buy some food this week, but I have to buy paint. Mini Wormat says, hold my beer. Depends on who you give it to, though, Mini Wormat.
Grabs and drinks the beer. Tell him again.
I was just going to say, Telemachus, that's cool. Grabs and drinks a beer. There you go, Mini Wormat. You lost your beer. So you'd have to get
a new one.
A new one. Yep. These crossbow dwarf guys, they're interesting. Where's the sheet? I'll have to look at that sometime, not now, but I gotta see what their capabilities are. Oh, you wrote it down?
Oh, no. Though, yeah, we'll have to get those ones, just like my squirrels.
Because I don't know what damage it's doing. Well, hello, Tabletop Date Night. Glad to see you here. Hello. How's it going? Here, Tabletop Date Night. Ashley, you want to show them your diorama that you're entering in the... We're talking about a paint challenge. So there's Ashley's base for this diorama. And that we 3D printed that. And she's got it glued together, but she's got to fill the seams and whatnot. But
well, this one I ain't worried about because the piece is going to go over.
Yeah. So you got...
So I have all these pieces down here I'm working on. And then those pieces are done.
And those we all 3D printed.
They're all 3D printed.
They're one-page rules. It's straight off of one-page rule stuff. Because we joined their Patreon a while back. And you get the STL files. So there's been quite a bit. So it'll be interesting. She's got to have it done before the end of the month. So yeah. Well, I like that game you guys put on there, tabletop date night. Pretty cool. So we do enjoy our one-page rules. I'm glad Mini Warmite got us turned on to that. But yeah, we're just kind of sitting in tonight. Oh yeah.
Oh, because that
So-
camera's not on, I'm turning this one on.
But-
Because I can't see.
That's fine. So tabletop date night, they have a cool channel. You guys should check them out too, and subscribe to them. They're good people. And then there's more good people who just joined Wolf Brother Hobbies, another
Mitos!
great channel. Many Warmite Europe have a great channel too.
No.
So I just don't know. What is up, Mitos?
He don't need no more viewers.
And so yeah, one-page rules is a fantastic deal once you get it set up with, and it's like the train you guys use, the Legos and all that was
That was an
interesting.
excellent idea.
You could do pretty much whatever you want with it, so that's what we like. Oh yeah, I'm glad to see you guys back online. I know when you got little ones, it takes time. I know, been there, done that. I'm on the other side of that now, but yeah, takes an awful lot of time and things to do, but it's worth it. It really is.
It's worth it when they grow up and move out. No.
Mini Warmut says, I recently created an American Civil War one-page army list. You did? A lot of historical armies and their army forge under the community tab. Oh, well, so could we do like a Civil War under that? Tabletop Data says the Legos are scattered all over the house. Yep. We're having a great weekend so far, Mythos. I just don't want to go back to work tomorrow. Uh-oh. Maybe Warmut says, oh, my foot. Did you hurt yourself? So, yeah. The painting challenge is fun, though. I get you up and get doing something. So we're going to try the dwarves once they're painted against Ashley's Ratman. Kind of like an Age of Sigmar kind of a feel to it, but
It's medieval.
yeah, something like that. So at the end of this challenge, we'll probably throw down a game because
Well, the Ratman ain't gonna be painted.
you have enough painted though.
I got a couple.
I thought you had like
Because I got the Starhost, I started painting and completely forgot about him. I did one, and he's not even done.
I thought you did it. What happened to that whole row of them? I had like 5 or 6 you read.
Oh yeah, I have like 10 guys.
Yeah, so you got some painted. That's enough to game with then. Many Warmut says World War II, this ancient army list, you name it, has been created. Nice. We'll have to look and see. Charles says his kids moved out, then came back and made one more. And one made more. There you go. Many Warmut. The reason he said ouch is he stepped on a Lego. Oh, man. Yeah. Those are not necessarily fun to step on.
Brian, aren't all your kids pretty much grown?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I thought Manny Warmut said he was looking at fostering some kids.
Yeah.
He just needed to talk to his wife about it or something. Like, not very many, like somewhere between 4 and 6. Oh. Then you can step on more Legos.
I don't think I would want to go back and redo all that again.
I don't know. I love having a granddaughter around.
Yeah, because we could give her back.
Nope. Just because I have a lot of fun and I can do things I can't normally do. But if I have her around, I can be goofy and stupid and nobody can really say anything. Otherwise, if I act goofy and stupid, then people at work ask me if I forgot to take my meds or what's going on, or so I could be funny without, Meanwhile, it says we are empty nesters the past month, but the grandkids are around. Makes it sound like they're kind of lurking around. Yeah, I have quite a bit of fun with it. So, but the time goes fast. Tabletop date night. So enjoy it. Enjoy it
Enjoy it while it
because hey,
lasts.
literally, you'll turn around one day and go, "Geez, now where'd the time go?" Um, yeah, tabletop date nights. I got at least 18 years for that here. The youngest is 5 months.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's why they were
enjoy
gone.
it, man. It's fun. It's fun to play with them and just have a blast, especially when they're little, little like that. Up to about the time they're 5. You got to about the time they're 5 or 6, then their interest starts going in different other directions. So you enjoy it what you can, goof off with them, do whatever. Um,
Get
just
them into miniatures before that time.
yeah,
The granddaughter has a desk literally right next to her grandpa's, and she still uses grandpa's desk.
yeah. Well, they didn't. You guys were offline for a bit, but you. So yeah, she has her own desk. Uh, tabletop date night. She's 3.5 years old now. Has her own paintbrush, has her own little box, has her own dice tower, and kind of understands the thing. She has her own dice that
She
she
made me
likes.
buy her dice. It was
She-
like $19, I think that cost me.
She didn't make you buy it, but yeah, you bought it because she wanted it. Yeah. So
Well, it's the second time I'm
she-
taking mine.
she likes to play. She likes to play um, games, so we kind of make it up as we go. And tabletop says she feels that way about your oldest. She's 11. She swears she's 3 years old last week. Well, that's what happens because you go to work, you're doing all this, you're just busy doing all this life stuff, and you turn around and you're like, oh wow, yeah, and because you take it day to day, you guys know how that is. It seems like it's never going to end, but it does. It does. And then
What do you think that is?
Let's see. You're holding it sideways.
Careful, the yellows. What? What is that? Like a
Looks like a
knapsack?
rocket launcher tube of some kind. Or something. Well, they got mortars. So this is a mortar that he's firing out. That's a. See what I mean? So that's like a tube. It looks like a tube.
But it's got a buckle.
Yep.
Oh, it's a knapsack.
It could
Look.
be.
It's swirled in there.
Oh, yeah,
like
it
it's
could be.
twisted.
They
Okay.
can't see that. Let me put it up.
I was showing you.
Yep, time goes quick. Like I told people before, you go to the store, get your loaf of bread and a gallon of milk, but you don't get an extra 30 days. So, Greg's perspective on life anymore is family stuff and time like that's just more important than any extra money and all this stuff because
Family's
Okay.
always important.
never going to take none of it with you anyways. When it's time to die, that's it. You're not taking all that stuff with you. So it isn't really important. Lynn Star says, what's up,
Johnny's
everyone?
here.
Hello, Johnny. We are just basically talking about the miniatures that we're getting ready to paint, plus one-page rules, because one-page rules is fun. Yeah, Minnie Warmont has a point. He says, I find it hard to be a parent of adult children because they make some decisions
That you don't
that
agree
you
with.
don't agree with, but you can't say anything unless they ask. And as a sideline, you just hope that what you taught them will stick. That's true.
Exactly.
That's true until they do
Well
something
spoken.
egregiously dumb, and you're like, all right, listen. I'm your dad and I love you, but that was stupid. You can't do that again. Um, but that's because many women. Once you're a parent till you're dead. Your job. There are people that think their job's end. No, not the parents that really, love their kids. Your job's not ever done, man. You're always going to try to be there for them, help them, and guide them. Because what's the goal of a parent? Your goal is what? To teach them the best you can so that they can learn to live without you when you're gone. Then that role gets handed to them to teach their kids, and it just goes on and on. It's a little depressing, but I mean, you got to do the best that you can, because one day you're just not there for them, and they have to have it, get it figured out, Um, but it is harder when they're an adult. True. I can just say there's times I've been like, hey, just giving you some friendly advice. Maybe take it. Yep, that's it. I mean, but you guys, you kind of all know that. So we love our miniatures. We love you guys. It's just the family stuff is hugely important to us and always has been, just like you guys. And I listen to people sometimes I work with, they're worried about, I got to have this and I got to have, I'm like, all that material stuff is literally meaningless. Like, you got to have a phone for work, get a phone, but you don't need a $2,000 phone. It's just, there's too much emphasis placed on materialism and not enough on the fact that you're not always going to be there to have it, and you best enjoy your life too. So, you know, that's why we like hanging out with you guys. That's part of enjoying life. I mean, the rest of the week it's all work, and this little bit of time we get to just chit chat and hang out. I'm not necessarily talking about mini warm up, but you know what I mean. We live in a very greedy, materialistic world, right? And the emphasis on everything is buy, 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 buy. You got to have this. You got to have, man. In Iowa, it's really bad. Everybody's got to have a quad. Everybody's got to have a boat. Everybody's got to have this $110,000 RV that they go camping in one time a year. And then you go to the campground and they're outside on an 85-inch TV outside of their RV watching TV at the camp, but you're at the campground. Aren't you supposed to be camping? No. So and then what do? You park it and you're paying all this insurance. You're only going to use it once or twice a year. It's just, it's just one of them things. I also think my priorities are a bit different, but Tabletop Date Night says, can always paint more minis. Absolutely. And painting's fun. Like, look, hold on a second. Tabletop. Maybe it's too much of a mess. It is. But that's why we spent money and got the granddaughter a little desk over to the side of mine. She's got her own paintbrushes, little toolbox, little whatever. And no, it's pretty.
She's fine. It's all her toys.
Yeah. You got right there. But you got to turn a little different. So there's her little desk. And there, of course, you can see the dice towers. She has her own dice. She has organized her paints into
my old tray.
Ashley's old paint stand. She has just her own. It's sitting right there. So that corner of the desk you see here
has now moved into his desk.
Yeah. So she's, you got her original.
It's starting to move into her desk.
Little espresso cup to wash the paints. But that's all her stuff. There's more of it under the desk, and she has a toolbox that you could see over there. See that purple toolbox?
That is hers.
That's hers. She's got all of her own stuff. And so then Keegan comes in and turns it upside down, and once in a while does stuff. So she wrote him a ticket, May or what, like I said. So
he owes her like $1.8 billion.
Yeah, she made up a big number. So Tabletop Date Night, see, that's just part of the fun. And so you just got to have fun. Hello, Ice Wolf. How are you, sir? We're glad you joined. Ashley's working on her diorama. That way you guys don't got to stare at my face. So we can. Telemachus said YouTube has standards, so I'm trying to adhere to that, not scare everybody. Although the swelling's gone down quite a bit, so not too bad. Not too bad now. But that's the fun there, man. Have some fun.
You're gonna have
Hey,
to turn
well,
it
it
back
says
to you anyway.
Ice Wolf to go.
I gotta go get more tea.
Okay. Well, I grab me a.
What would you like?
Is there any coffee left?
No. I might be able. Yeah, I'll get you some. I'll make you it.
So as long as she's got her camera there, I'll do a little bit of. I'll show off a little bit here. So, not show off. So this is one of the orcs, or orcs. I'm sorry, dwarves. I had to paint. I painted, but can't really see it very well on this camera. And then I tried to get the smoke. I don't know. They're a miner, so I'm not sure what this equipment is on their back. But yeah, he's a different one. I got several of those crossbow guys. Then I'm not sure. This dude's some sort of leader, but he's got a big iron beam. And just different dwarves. Let's see. Johnny says, I got you on while I make dinner. Thank you, Johnny. I hope your dinner is good. Isel says, I also want a girlfriend who is into painting, but lucky for her is also good in other stuff. Awesome. He says, LOL. Well, that's good. And Charles is stopping to eat a Pacific Con burrito. Well, what's in that burrito? So some of these guys are just different characters. And it shows better on my camera. Can't really see all the stuff on there, but they're kind of cool little figures. Johnny says, what's up, Mini Wormut? Just making some vegetable soup. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of excited for winter, because when winter gets here, Greg likes to make his homemade chili. And that's the original one I started off with. Ice Wolf says, I don't know if I should repeat it. I could see YouTube blocking my message. You can't say certain things in one sentence. That's true. I'm not going to mess with the desk there, babe. Oops. I could mess with it, but I won't. Mythos says they're looking pretty good. Well, thanks, Mythos. You remember the little video I put out on the one? I'll do that with these others, because that camera just shows the detail and the clarity much better than this $30 webcam kind of thing. So, it is what it is. What'd I do? Uh-oh. I heard my name. And my full name. Wasn't even Greg. It was Gregory. Well, there's Keegan. Look, a chat full of gaming addicts. Yeah. Yep. And this is the only therapy that's going to encourage your hobby addiction. Most therapists try to help you get over whatever. We don't. We help you stay in it. We're just going to help you keep your addiction. This is a safe place for you to come to and be welcome as a hobby addict, and no one's going to tell you spent too much on that box set. We're just going to say, all right, that's a hell of a lot of sprues for the money, right? Ice Wolf says the dwarves are looking good, rock and stone. Thank you. I will, like I said, I've only gotten 6 done so far, and so these others I'll go ahead and do a little 1-minute breakdown on, because they're just different characters. I'm not sure. Like I said, the guy with the iron beam, they're miners, so I'm not sure what he is. Yes, Ice Wolf. She is watching me live on her other screen in the kitchen. She is watching. Yep. And, Toluca says, I thought this was Gamers Anonymous. It could be. You could come here and talk about your biggest hobbyist nightmares and fears. You're good. Although, I think our fear is just running out of paint, not, getting quality paintbrushes that are getting to be crap these days because they used to be higher quality.
I heard touch.
Huh?
I heard touch.
I was not going to do that. Keegan joined the chat.
I see that.
Sure. And yeah, so we're just kind of on that side of the hobby. That's why we do it this way. Johnny says, I've got one last building for the Battle for Rochester to finish painting in a dropship prime. Nice job, sir. Hope to finish the building tonight. Wolf Brother Hobby says, careful, Greg. I'm being careful. Oh my God, Mythos, that's a... I wasn't expecting your joke to... Okay, you got me. He says, careful, Greg, and I thought he was replying to Ashley. Be careful of Ashley, but he says, you're not supposed to touch them while they're miners. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, wow.
They're coal miners. They're coal miners, everybody on YouTube. We're talking about dwarves who mine coal, at least whatever, that's their lore.
I'm surprised YouTube allowed that one.
Oh. Linster says he buys his brushes from Hobby Lobby. $4 brushes work just great. Don't need the $17 brush that dies in a couple uses. True. Never spent $17 on any brush or 10. I found on Amazon a pack. I think we spent, I want to say $15 for like 2 dozen brushes, and they have lasted a long time. And they came in a little case,
Well, you got to paint though.
They were they were very nice. Charles says, how's your chair, Ashley?
Charles?
Ice Wolf says he's got 10 Wolf Riders to paint yet. Then he has completed his 2,000-point Orc Goblin army. Wow. Approximately 100 models for you, not old Warhammer Fantasy. Okay.
And Brian, Keegan will not play against my Warhammer, guys.
Yeah, he won't. He won't fight her Tyranids. He's refused. I don't blame Keegan. They're super hard to win against. They just kind of overpower you. You have to have a lot of, Infernus Marines, something that can toast them. Keegan says you have to tell Ashley what the USS Wisconsin was told. Temper, temper, temper. Maybe Orville laughs. No. Keegan says, Ashley, why are you painting dwarves? She's not. I am.
I am not painting dwarves.
She's not painting dwarves. I am. She printed some up so I could fight her Ratman. So, because she realized she printed the wrong era. I liked the Ratman so much on the maybe 8 or 10 she painted that, but I was like, all right, find me something I can fight you with. So she's got me the same age appropriate, but they're dwarves. So they've got axes and crossbows and looks like an iron beam. Oh, all right. Congratulations, Johnny. He says, if you didn't know, we finally opened the brick and mortar store. We're official now. Nice.
Congrats.
Hopefully it goes very good for you, man. Keep us updated on that. And
well, that
did you break something else?
Yeah, I was trying to get my snippers in here to get these last couple little
good grief
freaking things. I've never had this much problems with.
Wolf Brother says, congratulations, Johnny. Many Warmots replying, I think to Keegan, aren't you? Really? Come on, man. War's never balanced. Figure a way to win, brah. Yeah. You got to. I mean, I don't care if she throws the Tyranids at me. I've lost to her too here and there. But you got to fight that kind of horde a little differently than the others. It's just, like anything else. You literally have to change tactics. Mini Wormut says, you can do it. Mini Wormut says, man, I've been painting since yesterday and totally forgot to do an entry video before laying paint down. That's okay. Just do one now. Mini Wormut's, I'm sure, good with that. And then post it so we can see what you entered. I will try to get a short video of the other 5 I did up, just so you can kind of see what's going on. So far, people have complimented me on one.
No, Keegan, doesn't work that way.
Charles has nuked the field. They're all gone. No one wins. Excellent. Yeah, that would be what they call a draw. What's the name of your game? We're gonna do a Cloverfield, expansion. Do one anyways. Ethos, that's what Mini Wormut's saying to you. Lester says, thanks. It's been very busy, but now we can put a lot more items into the store. Well, yeah. Now that you got a brick and mortar store, like I said, I wish you well. So is everybody else here. Hopefully it goes good for you, because I know you got a lot of extra expenses as soon as you do that. The Keegan's responding. He's letting you know, Mythos. He says, I just got tired of losing every damn time. The only tactic she has is to flood the field.
That's the point.
That is what the Tyranids will do. They are a biomass, so they're just going to continue the onslaught. And something reminds me, like I've said before, of like Starship Troopers, the bugs in Starship Troopers, and the guys in the little outpost. I mean, eventually you just get overrun. Charles would like to know the name of your store, Linster. It should be Linster Games, correct? And Mythos is saying, okay, sweet, which I'm imagining is to the video. So put a little video up there, Mythos. I'm going to try to accomplish the figures I said, plus, if I can. But yeah, it's kind of fun. At least that way I'll have a squad of enough to, there'll be at least a group of guys to fight a group of her guys. I don't really plan on having a dwarf army, but Ice Wolf, I like that. He says at Keegan, I have more dwarves than you do, so technically I rule here, or do I need to explain it? And Kazzy. Keegan says, but that now I have an artillery, I should be good again. Yep. A long time ago, I told Keegan, don't underestimate artillery. And Clint, my friend, used to, nobody ever really gave artillery in Team Yankee any kind of thought until I beat 2 people using it, because I bailed them out. And so artillery can work, especially on armor. You have to do it right. And Johnny says it's Linkster Games. You can hit it. Is at the website. So you're just going to keep the website the same, right, Johnny? And then you're just going to have more you can stock. Ice Wolf, I love the fact that you've got that language in there, which translates into a pick for the earth, a hammer for the anvil, and an axe for everything else. Nice. And Wolf Brother Hobbies has a point. He says, I totally get it, Keegan. I'm not super well versed with the Votann, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any units that they have that are good at dealing the kind of damage you need. The problem with the Tyranids is you You need to do a lot of damage in mass, yeah, against the horde style army, which is true. Yeah, because otherwise the Votown are pretty good against the other armies, Keegan. I mean, I know they got nerfed and that upset a lot of people, but they're still pretty good. And Ice Wolf, it says Kazalid is what the dwarfs talk in Warhammer Fantasy. I have collected over 26 years and have over 600 dwarf miniatures. Wow, Ice Wolf, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And
Keegan, you have nowhere near that.
Keegan says, holy crap, Ice.
Ice Wolf won.
And Johnny asks, have you guys played Bolt Action? I've been slinging stuff on it and it looks fun. No, we have not played Bolt Action. That's actually a bigger size. It's like 32 millimeter. I know it's got quite a bit of people are interested in it. It looks fun. It looks good. I just don't have anything terrain wise for it, so I never really got it. But you got to have the appropriate size terrain because it's bigger. It's gonna be bigger than what we got. However, I think modeling for Advantage plays quite a bit of that, and Bolt Action is supposed to be very fun. Keegan says, "Yeah, Mythos. I'm great against Greg. It's the hordes that blow." Yeah, yeah. When me and Keegan fight, he wins sometimes. Sometimes I win, and it's usually pretty close. But again, the Tyranids are something completely different.
It's just like the Death Guard. They're bullet sponges.
Charles says, "Hey, did the Chiefs win?" You'd have to ask me more about who I think you're talking to, Charles, because I don't know. Keegan says, "Hey, Crystal, cancel our bills and start packing the house. I'm using rent money on minis." Ooh, that'll get you a couple box sets, Keegan.
Yeah.
Oh, Telemachus says the Chiefs lost, Charles. So Mythos, those Infernus Marines, they work pretty good. Anything that you can do some damage like that will help. But in the end, it's still an onslaught. If you don't get them from a distance, you're kind of in trouble, especially with the bigger models. Johnny says, "Yay, the Chiefs lost." It is getting to be that time of year again, isn't it? Football. Oh, Leinster's a Bills fan. Oh, I used to back in the day when I watched sports. I would watch Green Bay and the 49ers.
Cowboys just had a game.
And sometimes the Cowboys, but
the Cowboys was your daughter's team.
My daughter and my son. So Crystal and Josh really love the Cowboys. Actually, one of the things that Crystal wanted for a long time was a Cowboys blanket, so I bought her one. And I don't think she still has it, but
no, I think we ended up having to throw that for some reason. I don't remember why.
Mini Wormwood says, "Nope, the Chiefs lost, removing Charles's dagger from his back." Telemachus says the game was in Brazil. Really? Like I said, I haven't followed football for a long, long time. Charles says, "I hate the Chargers forever." So do you like? Well, the Rams aren't even there anymore, from what I understand. So when I was living in California, it was you see the Rams with a football team, and then the Los Angeles, the Angels, and then the LA Dodgers. I did see a Dodger game one time in my life in the stadium out there. Never again. You literally have to park a mile or more from there. It's insane. It's built on a hill. It's insane the amount of walking you have to do to get to the stadium. What Keegan say at my next call? Peace. Linster says I am.
Oh, that's right. Keegan's working.
Oh, okay, he's working. Linster says I'm in Bill's country. Been here all my life. You're the best fans. Mythos says, for more further hobbies, funny story. I was playing D&D through Discord today, and I responded to the DM with a bit of a muffled voice. He watches my show, so he recognized the voice and said, "Boy, get that paint brush out of your mouth. It's D&D time." Yeah, there you go, Mythos. Charles says if it's in LA, it sucks. Yeah, it's LA is not anywhere what people in the rest of the country think it is. Linster Ice Wolf says at Johnny Linster, the fans I know, when we Dutch have a big match, the Orange Army will go party. Oh,
Sounds like it is
well,
out here.
so out here, Ice Wolf in Iowa, everything is Hawkeyes. And you have to be careful because there's Hawkeye basketball, Hawkeye this. So when someone says the Hawkeyes, you have to go, which Hawkeyes? Which Hawkeyes won? And there is, boy, when we drove cabs part time, I'll tell you what, if the Hawkeyes won, it was the best thing to take people home from the bars. They would tip, they'd be in a great mood. If they did not win, you were dealing with very angry people, ranting, raving, armchair quarterbacking. Well, they should have did this. Because everybody does that. But this would be with anger, fights in the bars. I mean, it's a lot. The Hawkeye, but the word fan comes from fanatic, and I'd say it's more fanatical. Like they literally worship the Hawkeyes here. It's not a matter of, I like the games. It's crazy. And there's many more, but to say go Cyclones, really, stir the pot there. Yep. Minnie Warmont says his dad went to Iowa State. Tlipica says none of them won. Linster says the reason we're being the best fans is we don't burn down our city when we win or lose. Correct. Sports is entertainment, man. It's supposed to be just, to take up some time and, you can enjoy it. But it becomes insanity out here. If you had to pick a team, Charles says, it would be the Bears or the Raiders. So the Oakland Raiders, I never got behind because a lot of their playing used to be. Now, I can't say now in the last 10 years, but they used to play very dirty. But that's what they were known for, too. So I never did get, Plus, when I lived in LA, a lot of the gang members wore Raiders shirts, So those of us not wanting to be looked at as being on the side just didn't get involved with the Raiders. Minnie Warmont is a Bears fan, yeah. Minnie Warmont says, you see the new hype option for small YouTube channels? No, I haven't, Minnie Warmont. You could fill me in on it or fill us in. I'd appreciate it. I've been pretty much out of it this week trying to rest and get around outside a little bit, do something, but I don't know. I haven't had a ton of energy this week. And I know it sounds like, it was just a tooth abscess. No, it was up in and around my eye and through my whole face. And I was very lucky to not end up hospitalized because of that. So it's just taking a lot out of me. I haven't seen it. Telemachus has a point. If you don't burn down your city when your team loses, how are you going to get new buildings? Plus, also, Telemachus, technically, that insurance money spurs new job growth, doesn't it? Right? Technically. So, see, you got to have some of that, I guess. I don't know. I don't think in sports people should ever get that angry because it's entertainment, man. It's entertainment. That's what it is. And so, okay, you lose, it sucks, your team loses, but shouldn't be the end of the world, but I'll tell you what, in Iowa, if the Hawkeyes lose,
It is
it is the
the
end of the
world.
world. And it is beyond I'm a fan. It's more like I am a worshiper of the team. And that's where I think that people need to draw the line is, hey, now, remember, you know, little balance. And like Winstar was saying, their place seems to be balanced there. Maybe they get upset, but they're not destroying everything. And I don't know. People don't destroy things here. They just become, you don't want to talk to them. It's really bad. Um, win. Telemachus says, yeah. I don't know. I think that's why, like in our hobby, everybody knows there's gatekeepers and people like that, but it's just very few. It is not even close to the vast majority. So um, I've just seen very nice, kind, polite people turn into
Very
terrible
mean.
things. They will say very mean, especially if they've been drinking when the Hawkeyes lose.
Well, you know how they go and say women are bridezillas when it comes to all the stress they are under and all that? No, it is like football zillas.
It gets pretty crazy. So Greg just hasn't. I guess I don't really follow sports too terribly much. Occasionally, we've gone to a hockey game. I don't really know why. It's just interesting. But mostly, I wouldn't go like when they do Star Wars nights. Uh, the kids had fun, and I don't think we haven't been to a hockey. Well, we went last year
With Crystal.
with Crystal and the girls, but before that, it had probably been
Since the kids were all little.
a long time. And I never seen a hockey game till I came out here, um, and people were talking about the Rough Riders, which, by the way, is
Very
not
bad.
a name I would have picked. But I was like, who the heck are the Rough Riders? Oh, the hockey team. I'm like, they have a hockey team? But I mean, it was interesting. So
It's okay. Our oldest granddaughter, she says the only reason she goes is to see fights.
yeah,
And that's really all that reason I go to see hockey.
Icewell says with soccer over there where he lives, we have a lot of one-sided fans for each team. They like to fight, but when we play a national game, they all turn orange and have one big party. Well, see, it should just be one big party. Icewell, that's what I'm saying. I mean, sports is entertainment, right? So it should not be saturated with political statements and agendas and all this other stuff. And it should just be get together and people have a game. Have fun, root for one side or the other. I don't know. Anymore, it just has drifted way off base. So, that's a good one. We didn't talk about baseball, but so. Lister says he only watches NASCAR for the wrecks. Yeah, I did go out here. We went out here, Lister, to a couple of like the local things, and I mean, no offense. I hope I don't mean to offend anyone. They was just boring to me. I just really couldn't get into it. And they have tractor truck pulls, and the first few minutes to me were okay, but then after a while, it's just tug of war of vehicles. I don't know. I guess for me, I'm just not, and that's just my personal opinion, Annika. I am not dissing anybody for that by any means. Just, I don't know.
Not our thing.
And the Super Bowl, sometimes I'll watch that. Just kind of depends, I guess, what's going on.
Our son usually bites us over.
Yeah, it's kind of like sports to me are like what Call of Duty in the same. And if you've played Call of Duty, or anyone listening, you're going to understand right off the bat. What it used to be is not what it is today. Oh, demolition derbies. Lester says he likes that. Yeah. I've not had a chance to go to one of those. They do.
I don't think there is any out here.
Over here at Hawkeye Downs.
They do demolition?
They do demolition once in a while, yeah.
Huh.
So they have a place called Hawkeye Downs that's where they do that, and the local people who have their own vehicles and whatnot go there, and it's pretty interesting, I guess. But I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm like that too, Charles. Just he says he doesn't watch any sports anymore. I know, like I said before, it isn't what it was, um, and that's that. I mean, if people like it, cool. I don't fault them for that. I just kind of lost my zeal with football way back with all that crap they pulled. And after that, I was like, enough's enough. You could take your protest somewhere else other than the game, especially when Americans, our tax dollars pay for the NFL. It is taxed. It's a national sport. We have to pay for that. So I'm like, why do I want to sit here and watch you guys do whatever at the beginning of a game or the halftime? Take your political stuff and get out of the game with it, because I wanted to see the game. That was kind of like the last straw for me, and I just never looked back. I was like, that's it. I'm pretty much done. It's, they can do whatever. But just like I said, I feel like if I'm paying for it, I shouldn't have to put up with the craziness. I just want to see a game. But it is what it is, man. It would be nice to see it go back to where it was 20 years ago, but doubt it. That's cool. Ice Wolf says back in the days he had caravan races where you drive backwards with little cars that can drive backwards the same speed as Ford. And he owned one of those. So those cars then, Ice Wolf, were they like they're geared obviously to go either way, but it's like 1, 2, 3 speed kind of a vehicle. I mean, was it limited to a gear? Same gear forward, same gear backwards? Do you know what I mean? Like, how did they? Because reverse is generally slower. Yes, Mini Warmut. He says, Greg, do I need to paint a Mini? I have, sir. I have. Am I painting right now? No. I'm busy watching all the chat and chit-chat with you guys. Let Ashley paint. I will paint tonight a little bit before I go to bed. Try to relax. And then I get to go deal with all the insanity that is tomorrow. Yay. Ashley will have that diorama done fairly soon.
I'm almost done with 2 pieces right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a cool idea you had to do a diorama. I guess for me, just painting these pieces will help, so I have a small painted squad to fight you with. Guess I could paint a Mini, but that's pretty cool that Ice Wolf had a car like that. It might be useful out here, drive backwards at the same speed and just get on the road and see what people say. They'd probably go, must be an out-of-towner. Oh, I don't know, you guys. It's just been an interesting week. What? Well, I'll tell you what Mini Worm says. I'll quit my business and retire. I'd say, why not, Mini Worm? If you're financially in a position to do it, you only have one life. And while working is fun, to a degree, like I enjoy working. I'm not a person that doesn't want to just do nothing. But I would prefer to either do it on my own terms or quit. It would be nice.
Do you have
Your fund money
Belcher?
wouldn't stop because you'd be able to take out your retirement, so you'd be all right. Do I have lead belcher?
Because it's no longer on my desk.
Yes, here, take it. Ice Wolf says a Varimatic, one gear forward, one backwards, but it was belt driven with pulleys. 60-mile-an-hour backwards is your record? Oh my goodness, Ice Wolf. Going backwards at 60 miles an hour. Thumbs up, sir. A virtual thumbs up. Mini Wormut says his fund money will stop, but like I said, no, I wouldn't. Just reallocate it. Besides, dude, look at it this way: when are you gonna stop? When are you gonna stop and enjoy life? Well, I'd do it right now if I could, along with probably millions of other people. This system is skewed to where you can just never make enough. And look what they've done to the retirement age. And true, they started it in the 80s, and they started increasing. They passed that then. So now, over the last several years when they've increased it. Who wants to retire at 72 or 75? Who? But it depends, maybe where I'm at. Look, hint, hint. If you were to sell your house for big bucks and came out here and spent half of what you sold it, you'd have a couple $100,000 stacked away that you could use, say, I don't know, 10, 20,000 for miniatures. I mean, $100, $200 for miniatures. And, you could do it. It's hard to give it up though, man. I guess my thing is I'm just sick of the system. I just want to enjoy some time. I don't want to work myself to death with very little time in between. Does that make sense? I don't mind working, absolutely. I don't mind, I want to pay my bills and get my stuff done, but I don't want to give all my life away to that. I would like to have something different. Landscaping for close to 20 years, live off the stocks and mutual fund dividends. Yes, you can. The whole reason you made the investments is to live off them. If your house is paid for and your majority stuff's paid for and it's your utilities and that stuff, then your most people's investments will pay for that with no problem. I never had a chance to make the investments. What I did have got lost in my first divorce. It was pretty much just all done. So when you got to start over.
Wait, first divorce?
Yeah.
Are you planning on divorcing me?
No, I didn't say that. I said it got lost in my first divorce.
Again, so you're saying you're going to end up divorcing me?
No, that is not what I'm saying.
Your first marriage?
Yes, I guess. I have no idea how you're misconstruing this. But anyways.
Because there's no another divorce.
So here's the thing, May Wormut. You just says, that's funny you said that about selling your house. Your neighbor sold his house for $894,000. Your house is paid for. So let me tell you this. Let's say you get $800,000 and you come out here and buy a house with acreage for $300,000. That means you're going to bank $500,000. You can take that $500,000, pay your car off, your credit card, your debts, be debt free, more investments. How could you not live? How could you not have money for miniatures? See? Oh man, I don't know, man. I wish I was in your position. I'd be selling my house and getting out of there ASAP. Yeah, you can tell your wife that I said to do that. Just here, it's simple math, right? House is paid off, $800,000 in your pocket. Buy a house, brand new everything, $300,000 somewhere else. Math dictates there's $500,000. Now you should be able to go to Games Workshop and at least get a box set for that. Okay. Well, the wife doesn't have to move from the grandkids. You go get a house. I'm just joking. Or downsize. You know what I mean? Downsize your house if you don't need it that big. Telemachus says, I owe my soul to the company store. Yes. That's how most of us are. Ice Wolf says you could buy a really big house over here there where he lives, Mini Wormut. Oh yeah, I wish I was in that position. But it's just, do what you can, but just remember you only got one life. So Greg just wants to be able to say enough's enough and spend some time with the kids and enjoy life. Because if I'm going to struggle, what's the point of working? I'm in a different position than a lot of people. So if I'm going to struggle from paycheck to paycheck, then there's literally no point, right? So yeah. Anyways, enough of that. So yeah, in California, Mini Warmont, the housing is very much over convoluted. So in Iowa, there are people that do just what I'm telling you they've done. So you know, if they sell their house in another state where they're at and they pay all their bills off, their cars off, they have money stacked to buy another house, what all they're down to is utilities, you know, and whatever they're going to need for food and stuff. So it depends on where they're at. For instance, California is dirty, grimy. It's a crappy place to live. It's overpriced, and you don't need to make as much out here as you do in California. So people stay for whatever reasons, but you can go elsewhere and live much cheaper.
Jesse.
You can live in Clarinda, Iowa. They have a Scooter's Coffee there. It's getting big over there. Yep. Charles' house is probably worth a lot in San Diego. So when I talk to a friend of mine once in a while in California, they're making $100,000 plus a year and you can't live, because you're making like 60, $80 an hour. Then you're kind of screwed. So out here, the cost of living is nowhere near that. So it's not. You can survive out here. So, uh, for instance, if you bought a mobile home, and some of these are not like mobile homes from 40 years ago. I mean, normal houses, I've built enough of them and framed them. They're 2x4s. Mobile homes are 2x6 framing. You don't have that in a standard stick built home. Drywall, energy efficient, do all that. And it's like 90 grand to 120, and it's a massive house, 2 to 3,000 square feet and whatnot. But you get all this, and then when you're done, if you put it in a mobile home community, you're generally paying about $500 a month for the lot rent. And if your house is paid off, and the $500 goes to the land where you're at, you're also not having to pay for any sewer issues, which are vastly expensive, and things like that. So it kind of depends on what you can do. So Benny Wormwood says, we noticed a lot of smaller towns in the Midwest are growing. Some of the locals we talk to say it's because cheaper living is bringing outsiders in. Some of that, and also some places are just getting crazy. You know what I mean? Violence wise, they're over the top bad, and you're gonna have bad people no matter where you go. But there is a degree. I mean, when I left California, I knew what gang members were shooting at what gang members at night, judging from where the gunshots were coming from, and you had to go into areas you'd better have had permission in some of the areas to go into, and so it just depends. And then take into account everything else. There's a lot of outdoor stuff out here. People overall, the country, I don't know if you guys are watching, but more people are getting tired. They're just tired of everything. So get back to their own gardening, doing their own stuff. And, you know, uh, the Midwest in general is good for that. And it is less expensive out here. It's less. Anyone says, I bet that's the next big swing for home buying. A lot of people flock to the Midwest. The big rush that happened in Arizona and Texas. Yep. So the reason I went to you guys in Arizona, maybe warm up, because I lived in California, is you're close. You're just right there. Nobody really, I mean, not everybody wants to move to Vegas because Vegas is expensive to live in. And a lot of people escaping California are not so much doing it for the money, but it's the politics and the stupid laws. So they're trying to escape a lot of just bad stuff. And the upside is it's cheaper in Arizona than it is in California. And because your only other functioning place, if you're doing big stuff, would be like Vegas. But then again, I talked to a guy out here that I worked with for a little bit just this year, and they sold their house in Vegas solely because they came out to visit her mom out here, and he could not believe how cheap it was. He sold his house and bought a house out here. He had bought the house before they even moved. So he said there's no way he could continue to live in Vegas because it was just getting all over out of hand on all levels and expensive. It was just too much. And then he found out he really liked a lot of the restaurants and the price. He couldn't believe just how much cheaper food and stuff was. So, I mean, like where I live, you guys, it's modest, but I'll tell you what, there's a local farm out here that will come deliver you fresh eggs, and the delivery fee is a whole $1. $1. It doesn't matter if you order a dozen eggs from them or 5 dozen, it's $1. Okay, so the first Tuesday of every month he comes through here, and I just Venmo him the money, but I'll buy a couple dozen eggs and pay him the $1 fee, and then I give him a $1 tip. That's my own choice. But for $1, and I'm not eating the eggs from the store, I'm getting them from a farmer, and I also know what they feed the chickens and on and on. So there's just things like that you can't get in a lot of other states. So Iowa's not the best and greatest. It's just one of the better areas to live. But anyways, it gives you lots of money for your miniatures. If I lived anywhere else, I just couldn't afford it because I'm living paycheck to paycheck here. So if I'm living that way here, I'm not going nowhere else. Charles says in 2005 you should have moved. Telemachus, your comment is exactly correct. And that's why people are growing their own food too. More and more people are figuring that out. So it's just, I don't know. And if I wouldn't have moved out here, I wouldn't have been able to afford, to do my streaming and stuff. The cable, I guess, would be my most is expensive comparatively, I guess, but it's what I need for the streaming. But Tulika says, what? The chickens aren't getting grade A prime sawdust and plastic? Nope. They're basically just free range chickens, and like he told us a month or two ago, they changed the farmland they were on. They put them in a different pasture where there was a lot of flowers, so it actually changed the color of the yolks on the eggs because of the flowers that they were eating. So it's that's just how they feed the chickens. They're not commercial fed stuff. They're not jacked up, and so and there's just a lot of stuff to do out here. There's a lot of family orientated stuff, whereas I couldn't do literally family anything in California. I mean, my daughter got lectured at Crystal the one day at school because I took her fishing in. Apparently that's cruelty, and the teacher lectured her in front of the class because she went fishing over the weekend. So Greg wasn't a happy camper when he went to that office. I kind of lectured that teacher and principal back, and I'm like, I took my kid fishing. That's what I did. I'm sorry. Not. And so I don't have to live with that kind of stupid stuff either out here. So all in all, it's a good thing. I could go on and on about California, but you don't want to hear it. But I'm happy I'm out here. Not too much Telemachus. Some corporate farms maybe, but you have a choice of, you could get your different foods out here too. But it is what it is, you guys. It's just one of them things. So you would have a lot more money out here, maybe more money, without lying to you. especially if your house is around that price. You would just be bankrolling it. But when you build your own business, it's very difficult to walk away from it. Just I don't know. I'm getting to where I'd rather just have more time to do other things other than just work. You know, 40 hours a week. And if I did stuff on my own, then I would also make more money. So I wouldn't have to work as much. But we shall see what happens. Ooh, I don't know, you guys. Ashley's working away and looking good so far.
Almost done with this.
It'll be pretty cool when you get it together. However, something to think about, Mini Warmut. Something to think about, sir. Or my biggest dream that may not ever happen is wish I had the money to buy a big plot of land and get the kids their own houses. Everybody have their own houses all on the same acreage. Everybody has their space, but your family is always where you can visit them and see them. And that would be, to me, that'd be awesome. Slomica says you mean 50 plus hours a week. Well, I had this week off due to being in and out of the hospital 3 times, the dentist once, and you know what? I still have people coming up to my door or knocking on my door to give me rent money, even when they were emailed that I wouldn't be in this week. Even when I couldn't hardly talk because my lips were swollen. I'm like, you guys, I'm trying to rest.
But no, I can't say anything.
Yeah, no. So Ashley was getting a little irritated, but it's just, it seems to never end. But anyways, you guys enjoy the tabletop date night is still there. I don't know, but enjoy the little one. And I'm going to cut it a little short, you guys, because actually my face is starting to hurt a little bit. I'm doing a bunch of chit-chat, moving my jaw around. But we'll go ahead and
getting this done real quick.
All right.
We'll end it.
Ashley's going to finish her thing, and then we'll go ahead and end it. But yeah, Telemachus, I don't know. Again, it'd be nice to make more money for the hours I work, and winter's coming. So, Charles says that's where he's trying to put a what in the back? My brain is. So Ice Wolf says homesteading. He would like to do. It's been a dream. It's impossible in the Netherlands. Why can't you hunt there? Why? So, because it's a basic human right to feed yourself. I'm just curious. Minnie Wormo says, take care. Thank you. We're going to end it here in a minute. She's almost done with this. And then, thank you, Mythos. I will rest up, and I do feel better. And Charles, we'll see you later, too. We'll go ahead and we'll catch you guys a little bit later. Hey, Ash.
All right.
Hold on. Don't do it too fast. All righty, guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming by. It's always a great ending. And beginning of the week. I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. So.
Bye.